Last time I had complaints about my intro music, so this week I thought I'd switch it up a little. And there you go. Episode 1 of the James Wetherill experience. I've been really overwhelmed with the support that I've got from everybody. I've had a lot of people come up to me and tell me how amazing it is. Recently I have been asked to be King of England, which I turned down. We already have somebody doing that job. I was invited to be Prime Minister. Somebody's also already doing that job. It'd be nice, but not at this stage of my career. I also got offered the position of Deputy Prime Minister, but although I do a better job than the current guy, I'm busy, so, you know. I decided to put that down for a minute and focus on you guys. Focus on my peeps. I'm way excited for this. All the support is amazing. We'll get to some shout-outs in a minute. But first, like I said in the introduction, there was going to be a couple of news items I wanted to talk about first. There were two. I'll usually do just one a week, but I'm doing two this time because it's the first one and I wanted to kick things off. The first one that I read in the Daily Telegraph this week was that Spongebob SquarePants is bad for you. A recent study in the United States of America, of all places, the place that created Spongebob SquarePants, said that it causes attention deficit in children and they can't focus on things long enough because of all the pretty colours. I found it quite interesting because the people that have been studying this were probably raised on Spongebob SquarePants. I certainly know I was, and I can focus on more than one thing at a time. Yeah, so it sounded like a lot of rubbish, to be honest. I hope to have some children at some point, and I have no objection to letting them watch SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, it's amazing. Watch SpongeBob SquarePants. The other news item was brought to me from a friend on BBC News, where they have discovered Tatooine, the planet on Star Wars that has 2 suns. Now, I'm so excited for this because they found this planet, NASA found it, and they found that it's a desert rock. Nothing can live there. But hang on a second, Tatooine is a desert rock in the sky, and there are people that live there. Luke Skywalker lives there. So I think that we should forget going to Mars, we should forget going back to the moon, we should send a manned probe to this planet with 2 suns to see if there are Jedis there. And if there are, oh my days, that would be a massive crack in the face to every Star Trek fan ever. I would put a disclaimer, I am a Star Trek fan, but Star Wars rules. So yeah, that was kind of it. So that's the news. And moving on to my thing of the week. Now, my thing of the week comes courtesy of Johnny Pierce. This is a brief shout out to him. I heart Johnny Pierce because his status on Facebook a few days ago was that Brand New, one of my favourite bands of all time, are coming to England next year, and that he was buying tickets. Because he posted that, it then let me know that there were tickets available to buy, and I spent about an hour waiting for Ticketmaster to work for me to buy my own ticket. So I'm going to see Brand New in February in Manchester, and it's going to be epic. Seeing them live should be amazing, and that's my thing of the week. If you're a Brand New fan, tickets for Birmingham, London and Manchester are available now. So yeah, and then now what I wanted to do was move on to the much hyped, very talked about shout-outs. I've had as many people who have watched my videos and have heard me talk about this have wanted shout-outs. Unfortunately, I could not do over 100 shout-outs. I wanted to, but this show would have gone on forever, and I didn't think everybody would just wait and sit there as I read out a list of names. So in the future, I'll do a couple that were particularly special to me that week. Now, on this occasion, I had to make a list. So this is in no particular order, apart from the order of awesomeness that I put them in when I wrote this down today. So, first of all, Kirsty Foster gets a shout out for being the director extraordinaire of the behind the scenes footage at the Birmingham dance a few days ago. She did an amazing job, and it was totally spontaneous too. I didn't know I was being filmed until I turned my head and there was a camera on me, which does happen a lot. I'm on camera a lot, it's true. the next shout out goes to the co-star of that video, James Evans. Not only do we have the same name, not only were we wearing the same suit. No, that was pretty much all we had in common on that particular occasion. However, there's a special place in my heart for James Evans, because he has the same name. He's amazing. Then there's the next shout out was two people combined. They're my biggest fans, and they've been my biggest cheerleaders of this project to everybody else. It has been amazing. It's Jamie Rasmussen, my favourite Welshman bar none. Favourite Welshman bar none. Okay, not even Tom Jones. Jamie Rasmussen. And his co-shout out is Guy Morley, who is like my favourite guy around. He's amazing. And they have been telling lots of people about this. They brought people to me at Birmingham to say, this is James, he has a YouTube project, you should totally watch it, he's amazing. I don't know, I was potentially going to let them pop the question for me for a couple of the young women that were introduced to me, but I thought I'd do my own thing and I'd ask them to marry me myself, like one at a time, because you couldn't do it all at the same time, because then people would get embarrassed if I asked lots of people collectively. So maybe we won't do that. I'll propose to just one person at a time. Or just one person. Preferably a girl. No, definitely a girl. Definitely a girl. Okay, then the next shout out was to Sarah Morn, as being one of the chief opponents of this when I suggested it in the first place, and came to me on Friday night and told me how amazing she thought it was. It's pretty amazing. She has a video on YouTube herself that's got about 20,000 views. I'll put the link up so you can see it too. It's amazing. If you want to learn more about fashion, she's the lady to talk to. Following that was Sarah Holt. Now she's number 5 on my list simply because she wanted a video that was a shout out dedicated to her for 5 whole minutes. I could do a shout out about how amazing and beautiful and talented and caring and wonderful and amazing and stunningly, fantastically awesomeness that she is, but it would essentially just be a video for me and her, and that would be a little self-serving on my part, because it'd just be me going on about how amazing she was, and it'd be very flattering for her because, you know, I'm sure her ego would get massive, but I'm not going to do that. Or at least I'm not going to do it and put it on YouTube. It's a project for another day. I'm laughing at myself. I'm sorry. Then the one after that is Trisha Telfer. Now, she's one of 2 twins. There's often 2 twins when there's a pair of twins. And I love them both. But Trisha's the one that gave me a hug and said, I've experienced James Wetherill, which was, I think, my favourite comment in the past month, and I'm willing to say that the past month, above all the other fantastic comments and loving support I've got, that was my favourite. So, you know, awesome. I love it. And she's also worried I can't touch my pinkies when I make a hand heart. Here's the proof that I can, just because. So yeah. Then the next one is Annie McCrudden, because she came to me randomly at Institute the other day and said that she wasn't going to watch it. She was on the might attend for this, and she did attend, and she did watch it, and she thought it was amazing. And she's the first person that came up to me to tell me that, and it's my ego grew a little. Yeah, so Annie, good job. It's amazing. So then, following on from that is just Kat Vint. Just, that's it. She just deserves a shout out for being herself. And yeah, there you go. And then Charlie King is one of my favourite people, if not my favourite person, from Warwickshire. In fact, no, she's my favourite person from Warwickshire. She was a sister missionary in London South Mission when I was there. We did district meeting together. We were the only English people in the room, and when the Yanks were talking about some stupid movie that we'd never heard of, I would simply turn to her and talk about Bagpuss, because we were the only people in the room that knew what that was. And that still goes on today. She doesn't go on Facebook very much, and she logged on Facebook specifically to watch my last video after I had asked her to. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think she She doesn't go on Facebook very much, as I'd already said, so she went on about half an hour after I posted the video on her profile, or the link to it anyway. She logged on, looked at it, said it was cool, logged back off. So I think Facebook owes me money because they got some usage out of me telling people about it. Then the last couple of shout-outs go to the Tracey and Clio show. I would like to correct the impression that the trio show, as we're going to call it from now on, the Tracey and Clio show, or the Clio and Tracey show, whichever one comes first, gave me the idea to do this, because that's simply not true. I did have this idea myself individually, uniquely, about 3 or 4 months ago. So they in fact stole my idea, but we're probably going to debate that till the end of time, and then when the end of time comes, they'll see I was right all along. But it's okay, I can wait. That's cool. So yeah, major shout out for them. Go watch their stuff. It's very funny. I haven't seen as much stuff on YouTube lately that has made me laugh out loud as much as their show. So go see it, definitely. And I'm supposed to be guest starring in it at some point, so watch this space, because this is going to be on their show. So definitely everybody should come watch it. Then the final shout out of this edition of the James Wetherill Experience is for Windows of Heaven, which were the greatest EFY group at EFY Manchester 2011 this year. I couldn't have asked for a better group. I was so honoured and so blessed to be able to look after these wonderful young men and young women for a week, and so I'd like to dedicate this to my favourite son and my favourite daughter, and they know who I mean, and now they're debating amongst themselves who I mean. I think they're all fabulous. So then, to wrap this up then, with what's the next YSA event that James Wetherill Experience is going to. It's going to be the Hull Dance, the dance in Hull, on the 7th of October. I didn't really have a reason to go to Hull before. It's a pretty godforsaken place. It's cold, it's windy, there's not a lot of cool people there. I'm joking, okay, I'm sure there's plenty of cool people there. So anyway, I'm going to go. I've never been before, so it's going to be a cool experience, and I hope to see you there. The following day, Saturday the 8th of October, there's going to be a YSA extravaganza in Nottingham at their Centre for Young Adults, run by the Rigbys, who are a fantastic senior couple that help run Institute and YSA things over in Nottingham. It's pretty good, so it should be a fantabulous day. The James Wetherill Experience is coming to Nottingham. I'm bringing the camera, we're going to film some stuff, so if you would like to be on it, you know where you need to be on that particular day. So to wrap this up in finality then, thank you very much for paying attention to the James Wetherill Experience. It's taken a precious amount of your time today. It will be shorter next time for the fact that there'll be less shout outs. I think this was like a bumper edition just to get the thing kick-started. So in conclusion then, Spongebob is bad for you? So much love. Keep doing what you're doing. Eat your vegetables, go to bed on time, subscribe to my channel, and links for what I talked about will be below me because of the magic of the internet. Bye for now.